الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وبعد. Sometime when we do things in daily life, we don't pay much attention to them. And over the time we realize that the project I start or the things I was doing, it has great and deep results. And that happens so many times in history. You know, after Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the second Khalifa, took the office of Khilafah, he started sending Muslim, armies all over the place. And there was constantly jihad efforts and mission started. So futuhat started, and every day some futuhat start happening, one after others. And during those futuhat, there's so many non-Muslims, slaves, they came into Medina. And so many other things, and ghanima also came to Medina. At one point, the Muslim mission was in the area of Wasl. And then they brought the slaves to Medina, and among them, there was a man by the name of Feroz. And he was translator, and he fluently speak Farsi and fluent speak some other languages as well, and work for the Hakam of Iran. His name was Feroz. And his also cousin, a young lady, also was among the slaves. Her name was Khira. But the problem is that Feroz does not speak Arabic, and he only speaks Persian. So among the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, there was multi-language person, Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu anhu, Katib al-Quran. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him to learn different languages. And remember, we discussed earlier that Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu anhu, he learned Hebrew within 17 days. So Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu ta'ala anhu used to speak Persia as well. So that was a fit for him. Zayd ibn Thabit took that slave, and the girl Khira was slave to al-Mumineen, Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha. And as you know, al-Mumineen, Salama radiyallahu anha, something she has so great about her is wafa, is dedication. If you remember al-Mumineen, Salama radiyallahu anha, when her husband Abu Salma passed away, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to visit the family and to advise them to be patient and to give them condolence. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised Salama that be patient and ask Allah to give you patience, and make a dua and say, Oh Allah, what you took from me, give me better than what you took from me. So Salama radiallahu ta'ala anha used to say, Oh Prophet of Allah, there is nobody better. Nobody could be better than Abu Salama. And she said, so many times I thought about the dua, since it was the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So she starts saying, Allahumma ajirni fi musibati wa akhlifni khayru minha. And then she said, after my iddah is over, I was shocked to learn that Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam himself sent the proposal. And she said, Allah answered my dua. Yes, that the dua was so strong, and she ended up marrying Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she became Ummul Mumineen, Salama radiyallahu anha. To make story short, let's go back to the Pharaohs and Khira. As I mentioned, Pharaohs, he was a slave of Zayd ibn Thabit, and Khira was a slave girl to Ummul Mumineen, Salama radiyallahu anha. Both were in good hands. So Pharaohs start learning Arabic. And it's difficult to learn Arabic if you don't speak, in the beginning especially, because there are some heavy makharij, and you take time to adopt those accents. So Zayd ibn Thabit used to tell him, Inna ma'al usri yusra. Inna ma'al usri yusra. That you try to learn, and ease come with difficulty. So you're going through difficulty, but ease will come soon. So slowly, he picked Arabic language and he starts speaking it. So people start calling him Al-Yasar, because it become easy for him. So Al-Yasar come from Yusr. So Pharaoh's name is gone. And he not only learned Arabic language, but he started practicing Islam very seriously. So the girl, his cousin, Khira, she started practicing Islam seriously. And they both, ahsana Islamahum. And Zayd ibn Thabit radiyallahu ta'ala anhu asked him, why don't you get married, you young man? So he recommended to get married with your own cousin, Khira. So they both, was arranged, and they both got married. When Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhum looked at their, dedication and their seriousness about Islam, Zayd ibn Thabit radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, on the day of marriage, gave him a gift. And the gift was that he set him free. He says, you're no longer a slave. On the other hand, Ummul Mumineen, Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha, she gave a gift to her slave Khira, as she gave her freedom as well. So they are free couple now. But believe me or not, when they look at the blessing of Islam and the blessing of Muslim, and so much salah and dedication and ikhlas in the family of Zayd ibn Thabit and Ummul Mumineen, Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha, they decided that they will continuously serve them. Not maybe as a slave, whatever you call, they will continue in their services. Now, after they got married, that Yasar continuously serving Zayd ibn Thabit. Khira continuously serving Ummul Mumineen. They took as an honor. So now, subhanallah, if somebody comes to you and the person does not have to serve you and give you so many favors, of course you're going to return something. So Zayd ibn Thabit and Ummul Mumineen, both, they were looking for some good benefit for the family. And that was the end of the Khilafah of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. 2 years before his Khilafah ended. Subhanallah, Allah blessed them with a baby. And as soon as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them baby, the father Al-Yasar or Pharaoh, he took the baby, he brought to Zayd ibn Thabit. And they looked at the baby, the child was so beautiful and so handsome. And you cannot stop to say that the child is so handsome. Zayd ibn Thabit, he said, he is Al-Hassan. Al-Hassan means handsome, or such a beautiful thing. So then they both took him to Amir al-Mu'mineen, Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and the Umar al-Mu'mineen, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu took the child and he looked at him and he said, really, he is Al-Hassan. And he make a dua for him. He says, Allahumma faqihu fi din wa habbibhu ila nas. Oh Allah, give them knowledge of deen and give them understanding of Islam. And oh Allah, make him beloved to people. Little child. So he start, playing. And he start, living in Medina. And the child is growing. When his mom, sometimes she's working for al-Mu'mineen, Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha, and he started crying, so al-Mu'mineen picked him up. And she's, tried to, make him quiet. Several times, just to make him quiet, she offered, to breastfeed him. And subhanallah, she tried several times, jokingly, and he start drinking from her or drinking the milk from al-Mu'mineen. So he become, son of Rada' or son of breastfeeding for al-Mu'mineen, Salama radiyallahu anha. So she become a mother of two things. She is the mother of the believer, and she is the mother of the breastfeeding. You imagine Hassan, a little son, though he does not have a very big background of, the Arabic tribes and stuff like that, yet he is playing in the lap of al-Mu'mineen, Salama radiyallahu anha, and al-Mu'mineen, Aisha radiyallahu anha. So al-Mu'mineen start taking him wherever she goes. So the child start learning from Ummahat al-Mu'mineen. And Zayd radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he start taking him to different Sahaba radiyallahu anhum. So the child start learning from Abdullah ibn Abbas, from Abdullah ibn Umar, from Usman ibn Affan, Ali al-Murtada, from Umar al-Faruq radiyallahu anhu, Abu Musa al-Ashari. All the Sahaba used to be in the masjid, and that little son, a little child, start learning, playing among the Sahaba radiyallahu anhu. When he became 12 years old, he memorized the entire Quran. Why not? He was, growing up in the hand of Zayd ibn Thabit, Khatib al-Quran, the most knowledgeable about Qira'at, the most knowledgeable about Quran. He was living in the house of Zayd ibn Thabit radiyallahu anhu. Why not? He memorized the entire tafsir and Qira'at. He learned dedication and wafa. Why not? Because he was eating from the hand of al-Mu'mineen, Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha. So, when he turned to 12 years old, he memorized the entire Quran, he memorized tafsir, he memorized so many ahadith. And the child became amazing among the Sahaba radiyallahu anhu ajma'in. He continuously in knowledge, continuously, paying attention and writing things down and learning until, and of course now he's 12, 13 years old, so this is the time of Khilafah Usman radiyallahu anhu. So he has, access to Khalifa Usman radiallahu anhu, and used to learn from him until the fitna starts. And the people came to Medina and they want to, assassinate Usman radiallahu anhu, Amir al-Mu'mineen. He turned 14 and 15 years old. This is the young man got confused because those people, they came to Medina to basically stop Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu from all his, activities. They have a lot of knowledge. They have a lot of evidences. They talk with knowledge, they talk with daleel, they talk with things. Hassan, the young man, he was very confused. When he listened to their conversation talk, they talk with daleel, they talk with ayah, Quran, Sunnah, Hadith. They have knowledge. But when he look at what they want, so then he sees them that they are bad people. They want to do fitna. They came out from the ta'ah of, al-Khalifa. So Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he spent several weeks thinking. And in those times, Hassan radiallahu ta'ala anhu was basically in the transaction time. That he look at the people, sometimes they have knowledge, but they are black-hearted. They have knowledge, but they have no spirituality at all. They have knowledge, but they have a bad aim. They want to do something bad for Islam or for the Ummah, Muslim. Hassan, a young man, 15 years old, he saw his teacher, his Khalifa, a house locked up. Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, a time came that he could not reach to the musalla. He could not go up to the minbar because people literally do not let him do that. When Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, was limited to his own house and he is thirsty for days, hungry for days, one day he came up on his wall and he spoke with people. He says that, where is Ali ibn Abi Talib? Where is such and such man? And he started calling to Ansar and Muhajirin. And then he said, oh people, do you remember when we migrated to Medina? Do you remember Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever buy for me Bi'r Ruma, I will guarantee him Jannah. Who bought that well for you? People said, Usman, you did. Who make that well free to all the people of Medina? People said, Usman, you did. He says, today I need a cup of water. And then he said, is there anybody can be witness that one time when there was difficult days in Medina and there was no food left in Medina and we were in the difficult time, and then all of a sudden a big caravan came with so much food and so much, things. Somebody bought the entire caravan and opened to the people of Medina, and he fed entire city. People said, Usman, that was you. He said, today I need a few bites of bread. And Usman radiallahu ta'ala said, remember on the time of Tabuk, when there was so much difficulty and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam struggling for the wealth and for mal, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stood up on minbar and he said, whoever give me such and such, I will, guarantee him Jannah. And I 300,000 I spend from my own pocket, and I prepare the entire mission for Tabuk. And Prophet says, oh Allah, I am a witness that Usman have done enough. From now on, whatever Usman do in his life will not harm him at all, will not stop him from entering to Jannah. Who was that person? People said, Usman, that was you. He said, today, I want to come out from my home and have something to eat. And finally, Usman said, remember when the masjid of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not big enough to accommodate the Sahaba and all the people they were coming to Medina in the caravans. Prophet says, I want to expand the masjid. Who was the person who bought the clothes, buy homes, and give for the sake of Allah to masjid be expanded? People said, Usman, that was you. He said, I want to go to Masjid al-Nabi and pray 2 rak'ah. That little young man, Hassan, started crying. Could not hold to see that zulm going on in Medina. The most powerful person on the earth at that day was Usman. That all the Islamic armies were knocking the door of non-believers everywhere. And Islamic empire was growing fast. Yet Khalifa of Muslims in Medina cannot come out from his own house. That young man, Hassan, started crying. He could not hold. There was the time that he got headache. He could not sleep. And this is transaction for him. 2 days later, Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu was martyred in his own house. His hand was cut while he was reading Quran. His wife tried to protect him. Her hand was cut as well. Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu passed away. But that young man could not stop to cry, could not stop to scream, could not get hold onto it. Usman was not only Khalifa, is his personal teacher as well. That pushed him something totally different. He invented another line of knowledge because of that. He realized, he came to conclusion that sometimes people have knowledge but no wisdom, no spirituality. Sometimes people tongue talk with knowledge but their hearts is black. The young man Hassan, he invent another line of knowledge, working on your heart. Soften your heart. So he starts preaching, he starts talking to other young men that knowledge is not enough. Having knowledge is not the end of the dunya. You need to work on your heart along with knowledge. Otherwise, knowledge will not benefit you at all. Because he have seen knowledgeable people assassinating Usman radiallahu ta'ala. The young man turned his life around. The boy who was famous among the Sahaba with his knowledge and sharp memory and with his dedication and memorizing Quran tafsir, now Sahaba start seeing him more focus on taqwa and more focus on zuhd and working on heart and controlling his desires and working on his own desire. Start fasting. 4 months of the second month, he used to continuously fast. He start fasting more. He start working on himself more strongly. That young man lived in Medina for long time, until he reached that era. Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu became Khalifa after Usman. And the situation in Medina start changing. And people in Medina, they start leaving Medina. Because after the fitna of Usman, or after the assassinating and after the martyr of Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Medina was not the same it used to be. Sahaba, some of them they migrated to Sham, some of them migrated to Egypt, some of them they migrated to different places, Mecca or different places, and slowly Medina becoming empty. Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu moved the Khilafah from Medina to Al-Kufa. So again, Another big gap. And that young man, Hassan, his father Al-Yasar, his mother Khira, they start feeling as if Medina is empty. There is no knowledge, there is no things used to be in Medina. So they start missing a lot of good activities. They decided to go to their back home. He was from Al Basra. And he migrated, the entire family migrated from Medina to Al Basra. The guy became the most knowledgeable person in Basra, and his name became famous, Hassan Al Basri. He was 30 years old. And when he came to Al Basra, when he moved to Al Basra, he saw another dunya, another style of life. People in Basra, they are more into dunya, they are more into business, they are more into, music, and more into al-ghina and dancing and, dunya things. The blessing of Prophet's city is not there anymore. Prophet used to live in Medina. There is a blessing for his own present. Basra was different things. It was new for Hassan. He never experienced those type of competition. Alhaakumut takathur hatta zurtumul maqabir. People competing one another to have more dunya, to have more things in this life. Another transaction time for Hassan. He asked people to slow down. And he started preaching with physical examples. He picked up few bubbles, and he talking to people and pick one and throw. He says, "Oh man, you see the bubbles is getting less and less from my hand. You're spending time and you are getting close to the life. And one day he throw all of them. He says, you will leave from this dunya. The wealth you are earning today will stay behind. The dunya you are after, it will remain here and you will die." Another day he spoke with people. He says, you see the sun is rising? And that sun is telling you, oh man, I am rising in your life. Today you spend one day and tomorrow I will not come back. That day is gone from your life. Each day you're living, you're using your lifetime and you're getting close to your death. So he asked people to slow down, get back to Allah, be connected, know yourself, try to understand and look at inside of you. Hassan Al Basri, he started teaching tafsir, Quran, hadith, sunnah, sharia, halal and haram. At the same time, start working on the heart of people, making them realize the reality of life. Hassan Al Basri, so much to say about him, but make story short, he lived long time. And during that lifetime, there's another transaction came into his life that he realized that dunya is a place of fitna and trial. You cannot physically sit home and worship Allah and do what you're supposed to do. People will not leave you alone. They will, for one way or another, make you involved in those tribes and fitnas. So he joined the army. He physically started making, jihad for the sake of Allah. He went to Kabul as well. He traveled different places. And then when he became a little old, he slowed down. He lived till the Khilafah of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz radiyallahu ta'ala. He have seen Muslims and he have seen so much. He lived long life. As a matter of fact, he lived 98 years of life. So he have experience with so many things, and that's why the life of Al-Hassan Al Basri is not just a man. He was an organization. He was a school of thought. He taught people so many things. Hassan Al Basri passed away and he left behind Iman, Taqwa. We learn from his life so many things. As Hassan Al Basri learned love, dedication, respect from Zayd ibn Thabit. He learned from Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhu to be focused on your work. He learned from Al-Mumineen to be promising your contracts, to have a wafa in your life. He learned from the trial of Usman and other people that sometime if you have a knowledge but you don't have a taqwa, that knowledge is not beneficial. He learned that working on heart is as important as working your body. You need to take shower every day to clean your body, but you need to take another shower to clean inside of you. So you take a physical shower to clean your body from outside, and you to do something, take a shower inside, internal shower to clean your body from inside every day. Otherwise, outside will be clean, but inside will be dirty. He worked. He learned from life that we need to slow down. Running after dunya, running after wealth, running after money, running after status, running after women, running after this whole beauty thing is wasting of time. We learn that every day we spend in our life, we are eating, using our lifetime, getting close to maut. Hassan Al Basri show us the life is very expensive. The day and the minutes and the seconds in our life are very expensive. We can utilize them and to benefit the dunya, or we can waste them. So many people in his time, hundreds and thousands of people used to be, big businessmen and big people. They have so much in their life. They died and nobody cared. Hassan Al Basri today, people learn from his life, and today we are discussing in Ramadan. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pray to him that he give us tawfiq, that we do something in our life, we work on our heart, and we develop spirituality and taqwa so we can meet Hassan Al Basri on the day of resurrection. The one who invent zuhud and taqwa and the different line of knowledge for us. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.